Why would a God of love ever command war? The answer might change how you see every conflict in your life. Welcome to the fourth week of our Sabbath School Study Review, titled The Conflict Behind All Conflicts.
Our memory text sets the stage perfectly. There has no been day like it before or since, when the Lord heeded the voice of a man. For the Lord fought for Israel. Joshua 10:14. The ESV. The book of Joshua shows us a side of God that's often misunderstood, a God who leads his people into war. But how can a God of love be involved in battles? Was it right for his people to fight? This lesson explores those deep questions and reveals that every earthly war points to a far greater cosmic conflict, the battle between good and evil, light and darkness, and the call for us to stand on God's side.
What was the ultimate question when Joshua asked about the identity of the strange visitor?
The ultimate question was not whether God was on Joshua's side, but whether Joshua was on God's side. Joshua 5, verses 13 to 15.
Who appeared to Joshua?
The commander of the army of the Lord, the pre-incarnate Christ, appeared to Joshua. He was not merely commander of Israel's forces, but of an unseen, real army of angels engaged in a far greater conflict than that of Joshua and the Canaanites. Joshua recognized his divine identity and worshipped him.
What do the king of Babylon and the rulers of Tyre represent?
The king of Babylon symbolizes rebellion, pride, and self-sufficiency. Ezekiel distinguishes between the prince of Tyre, an earthly ruler, and the king of Tyre, a symbol of the heavenly rebel, Satan. Both figures point beyond earthly kingdoms to the cosmic rebellion that began in heaven. Isaiah 14, Ezekiel 28.
What do these stories teach us about the cosmic conflict?
They reveal that behind human kingdoms lies a greater struggle between God and Satan. Rebellious heavenly beings obstruct God's purposes on earth. And earthly conflicts mirror this universal war between good and evil. Revelation 12, verses 7 to 9. Daniel 10, 12 to 14.
How should we understand earthly wars and conflicts?
Earthly wars and conflicts are manifestations of the great controversy between God and Satan. God's ultimate purpose is to restore his justice and love in a fallen world.
How should the concept of God as a warrior be understood?
God's battles are not for conquest or cruelty, but for justice and deliverance. In Egypt, he fought against oppressive powers and the gods behind them. Exodus 12, verses 12. Ultimately, all beings who have irreversibly aligned themselves with evil will be destroyed. The destruction of the Canaanites was a preview of the final judgment when sin will end forever. Exodus 15, verses 3 to 11. Deuteronomy 32, verses 17.
What was God's ideal plan for Israel regarding warfare?
God's original plan was that he would fight for Israel, as at the Red Sea. Israel needed only to trust him and stand still to see his deliverance. They were never meant to gain the promised land by human warfare. Exodus 14, 13 to 14.
What was required of the Israelites in God's ideal plan?
God required complete trust and obedience. If they had trusted him fully, they would have conquered Canaan without lifting a sword.
What was the second best option after God's ideal plan failed?
Because of Israel's murmuring and unbelief, God permitted them to fight. This became a test of their faith and dependence on him. Their victories depended on trust, not numbers or strength. Exodus 17, verses 7-13, Joshua 6, 15-20.
What comfort can we find in knowing the commander of the Lord's army fights for his people?
We can find peace knowing that Christ himself leads the battle on behalf of his people. Though unseen, his power defends us, and ultimate victory belongs to him.
How does the cosmic conflict help us understand God's command for Israel to go to war?
It shows that these wars were not ordinary human conflicts, but part of the larger struggle between good and evil. Through them, God revealed his justice and his plan to end sin completely.
What spiritual lesson can we learn from standing still and letting the Lord fight for us?
Faith means surrender. We must allow God to take charge in our spiritual battles, trusting him to fight on our behalf. As with Israel, victory depends on trust and obedience.
In conclusion, behind every earthly conflict lies a greater battle, the war between good and evil. God's people must choose to stand on his side, trusting him to fight for them through Jesus Christ. As Joshua learned, the question is not whether God is on our side, but whether we are on his. May God help us to be on his side, in Jesus' name.